Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the September 24th meeting of the East Hempfield Township Recreation Authority. We remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded, and Robert's Rules of Order will apply. I'd like to open the meeting by having us all stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'd like to start by welcoming Mr. Roger Brubaker here this evening to our meeting. Roger is on the Board of Supervisors, does a great job, and it's good to have you here this evening. All right. First up, do we have anything to report in the Standing Committee, Lease Negotiating and Real Estate Committee? Dan or Bob, anything new?
Nothing new, just from our task from last meeting to, just look to set up some type of quarterly meeting with them, with Blue Collar. And
You've been in touch with Blue Collar on that?
we have not yet, but our goal is to get something before the end of the year here with them, just to kind of get a sense of where they're at.
Get a feel. All right, thank you. Next up, Finance and Operations Committee, Loudsbury, Lundy, and Enoch. Anything new in the barn project?
I think the only thing new is we got cost projections from the financial advisory firms that we engaged originally to give us proposals, which is attached in the agenda.
Yes. At least one of them was a very comprehensive one. The Concord Public Finance Report. Looks like they've done a lot of business with townships in our area. I guess we haven't decided on a first, second, or third choice yet, or have we?
Originally, during our discussion, we had Concord as our third option originally. And I think that was primarily because Raymond James and PFM had both given us an option that wasn't presented by Concord. Everyone said that we could do the bank loan option or a bond option, but PFM and Raymond James specifically said that we could do I'm going to butcher it the way that it's explained, but it's basically like a commingled bond offering for the municipality. So basically, if you take all rec organizations or other organizations that they might have a bond offering that's not very large, they kind of bundle it together and then offer it to the public. And I think it's on a rolling period. They do one every quarter if there's interest, depending on probably, how many people need funding and, where rates are. But Concord never presented that as an option, but PFM and Raymond James talked about that more specifically than the bank loan, just because of, I think the financing terms would be slightly better than the bank loan option as far as rates were.
I assume the larger the bond issue in total, the lower the cost. Is that the way that works, Bob?
I don't think it really matters. The way they presented it was you might have in one quarter a $10 million bond offer, and then other quarters you might have 50 or 75. It just depends on, everybody in our same situation looking for finance at the same time. So.
Okay.
The cost from a financial advisory standpoint seems to be relatively the same, depending on what route we go.
Would that, I'll call it pooled option, would that be a fixed rate where like a bank rate would maybe they guarantee it for 5 years, then review it again, and it could be whatever the market rate is, could be up or down, but I didn't know bonds are usually locked.
I believe it's locked. I don't think it floats. I think whatever the terms are and we agree to the terms, that's what they are for the duration of the loan. And I think that there's some period of time that you're unable to pay it off, but let's say after 3 years, if we have the cash flow, and we just want to, pay it off, we can do that. Don't hold me to that term, but I think that was the ability that if we're cash flow positive for several years and we have the available funds, we could get out from underneath the bond offering, I think, if we wanted to.
Have we had any track record with any of these three?
So I think all three, we, again, after and this was several months ago, but after our meeting with all three of them, we reached out to whoever is in charge of the school financing, and they were very familiar with both Raymond James and PFM, but I think Concord has also been used in the past. But Cindy had reached out to, and I have an email somewhere, and they said PFM and Raymond James were both highly recommended from doing some school projects for the township specifically.
If Raymond James bought RBC, that's who I think we had our loan with for the police.
They didn't buy it, they just switched firms. So like Kramer went from, and Ken Phillips, and
Okay.
they just went from RBC to Raymond James.
And I guess we really don't.
It's this, I mean, it's the same outfit, it's just they have a different financial firm on their business card now.
Okay. Have we, so we haven't decided yet on a first choice?
I think we all had different opinions about that, and we didn't have, but nobody was really strong against one or the other.
And we just saw the information this week, so, but it's basically gonna be Raymond James or PFM. PFM's larger in size than Raymond James is, but they both, I think, would do a good job.
And I would say, looking at it, if you go the bond route, price is pretty much a wash.
Mhm.
If we go the loan route, Raymond James is cheaper from a fee standpoint.
Okay, well, when we get to that, I guess we'll have a decision to make, right?
I'd feel more comfortable having Cindy's input before we had a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors, because she's going to be the one primarily interacting with the financial advisory people, I would guess.
In discussions with Cindy, she was recommending PFM.
Okay.
PFM, okay.
Do you feel the same way?
I agreed with Cindy.
Cindy likes these one-page presentations.
You want to vote on it? Do we want to vote on it?
Let's wait till Cindy gets back.
Okay.
There's no real hurry. We're not really,
Yeah, we'll talk next week.
we don't know really how much money we're talking about in terms of overall cost of this. I mean, we have a general idea, I guess, right?
Mhm.
But let's just wait till Cindy gets back and we can have a vote at that time, at the next meeting. Everyone good with that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And then on the maintenance facility, I see here that we have nothing to report. Well, we do have a little bit to report. I can report that the maintenance facility relocation to the Knoll Road track on some level is dependent upon securing some funding to do that from the RCAP. We did approve, the supervisors did approve a $3 million ask on the RCAP. It's my understanding that the process will go a little faster maybe than it has in previous years. We may know something by the end of the year. So it would be good to get that moving, I think, for because we really need to relocate the maintenance shed so that we can eventually use it for, obviously, some development, hopefully. But things are moving slowly on the maintenance shed, replacement of the maintenance shed. And maybe by the end of the year, we'll have the money for that proposal. So that might, I mean, who knows how all this is going to shake out. We could get to the point where that starts moving a little faster maybe than the pro shop. But we really want to get that maintenance shed moved so that we can do some other things on that property. And $3 million would help us big time. Okay.
We do have some proposals for a maintenance shed too, I think from maybe last year or early this year. So at least we have an idea of what it would look like or what the cost might be. Although I don't know how accurate that
Well,
still is.
we may want to dust that review off and take a look at the facility. It's gonna sort of do double duty. It's gonna become a maintenance area for the township, and it's also gonna be a maintenance area for the park. So it'll provide a dual row for us. Okay. All right, so that's the maintenance facility. And then we have budget reports this evening. Any comment from the board on our financial condition? Any questions on the invoices payable? Looks like this month we're looking at 257,000. Looks like 142,812. That's out of the capital reserve. I assume that's for the golf carts.
It's the fourth payment of the golf carts.
Are we all done with that now?
That is the last payment.
All right, awesome.
Mhm.
Put a period on the golf course or a golf cart expense. Good. All right, any comment from the board? Okay. Hearing none, I'll hear a motion to approve the East Hempfield Recreation Authority invoices payable report from August the 28th, 2025 through September the 24th, 2025. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I hear,
I'll second.
okay. All right, I've got a motion from Ryan and a second from Dan. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. And then for review, we have a report of the status of our capital reserve budget actual for the year. Don't see any issues here on this budget report. Anyone have any comment?
No.
I don't think we need a,
Solid month.
yeah. Solid month for sure, particularly when you look at the golf operations side of it compared to previous years. And then finally, we have the trial balance of funds that we have available for the Recreation Authority. Looks like we have available in our checking account, $373,790. That's correct, right?
Mhm.
And then we have another 412,454 in capital reserve for a total of $786,244.50.
And this was as of the end of August.
End of August, after we paid everything.
That does not include the payments that we're approving tonight. So that does not include the payment, for example, for the golf carts.
Okay,
That'll show up with the next meeting.
Okay, well, we're showing a healthy balance in our capital reserve. That's what we're looking for, particularly as we go into perhaps some construction in the coming months. So it looks good, I think. Anything from anyone on the board? Any comments? Okay. Hearing none, I'll move on to the old business, our golf operations update. Jim out there tonight?
Yeah, I'm here tonight.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Looks like you had a decent month in August, huh?
Yeah, another strong month. Revenue rounds, we actually did over 6,000 rounds, which in the last 10 years I've been there, we haven't done that in any month before. Course is in great shape. Don's team continues to do a good job with that. John's done an excellent job with the staffing and then all the tournaments. Wrapping up with those this month, and we're having another strong month again.
Awesome, awesome. Good job.
It's good.
Any comment from the board?
Wow.
Jim, we've had some, in the last couple of meetings, we've had some talk about irrigation. Have you looked into irrigating the golf course, or are we looking to do that?
Yeah, I know Don has reached out. He's probably got more info on that, but replacing the irrigation, we just had some work done to it this past Friday. So it's definitely in our near future to that's going to be an expense that we need to start looking at.
So the irrigation system we have in now is needing repair and replacement, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and do you have any kind of a timeline? I guess I would say the sooner you could give us a timeline on this, and then we could begin to think about, how we would finance it. That would be great. Maybe in as we get into the slower times of the year, maybe in November, do you think you could provide us a general estimate of what the cost might be, as well as the timing of the replacement? And again, it doesn't have to be anything locked in, but just to give us some idea.
Yeah, I'll get with Don and we'll put something together for the next meeting. We'll have somebody look at it and kind of give us a checkup on it.
Awesome, okay. I also see that in the packet this month, you gave us a Golf Course Superintendent Association announcement. Anything there we need to be concerned about in general?
Oh, that was from me. I was just kind of giving you some info on what the conditions have been this year, kind of some background as to what we've been dealing with, and we might be over in chemicals, and that would be why. The disease pressure was terrible this year, so I just want to kind of give you a background specifically for our local area, what we've been dealing with.
So again, what was terrible this year?
The excess moisture in the beginning of the summer. We had 30 inches of rain in 3
Right.
months,
Right,
and that's terrible for disease. So we had to shorten up some of our spraying chemical spans because it wasn't lasting how long it's supposed to last with all the pressure.
gotcha.
So I think he's saying that might be a little over budget on chemical this year.
Okay. A little bit over budget on chemicals would be okay. Big time overage, that'd be something we want to know about?
Yeah, I think we're okay. Actually, the excess inventory we had from past years, we used all that up too. So, it shouldn't be that bad. We might just have to spend a little bit more next year to, kind of get that inventory back up to where it's supposed to be.
Awesome. Well, good job on the conditions of the course. Everyone that I've spoken to says the golf course is in great shape.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate the effort. Anything else on the golf course? Anyone on the board? Yeah. All right, we got the irrigation out of the way, goals and objectives. What are the things we're working on? Any new business tonight for the Recreation Authority?
I just have a question on the golf course.
Sure.
Don, in years past, we've had a pretty hefty budget to take down trees. Do you expect that to be the same as it was last year or the year before, or more or less?
Probably pretty close to the same. All of our big oak trees keep dying. It seems like when we catch up to them, they just keep going. So, it's not that whole, but it's not that whole budget, category. I think last year we spent like 20, maybe 25 to 30 of that on trees,
Okay.
and that's stumps and cleanup and all that stuff.
Okay.
I will also remind you, our bridges are not in good shape. So if we can, look at that for next year, for the budget, this winter would be a good time to at least start attacking those. They're getting pretty bad and pretty weak in some spots. We've been replacing some boards here and there just to keep it safe.
When you're talking about bridge replacement, you're talking about wooden bridge replacement?
Yeah, the last time we replaced them all, I think was in 16 or 17. And I had gotten a quote back, I guess, last early spring, maybe, that they would be, I think, like 900 to 1,000 per bridge. And I think we have 9, maybe 8 or 9. And they wouldn't all have to be this year, but we need to start replacing the worst ones.
Don, is the foundations good? The piers?
Yeah, that's all fine. It's just the wooden stuff that
Okay.
is starting to go bad. I think we can just strip them off like we did last time and rebuild them on top.
Thank you.
And we could rebuild them over at least a 2-year period, right?
Yeah,
Until,
that'd be fine if we can do half of them or even a third of them this year. We can kind of patch the other ones up as we need to.
okay. All right, good, thank you. Anything else? Golf? New business? Any new business? Doesn't appear there is. Minutes of the previous meeting. Want to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the August 22nd meeting.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Trump, second from Mr. Krimmel. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Okay, public comment, Roger, anything? Okay. Anything on Zoom? I guess not.
Not at this time.
All right. Anything more for the good of the cause? Hearing none. I'll adjourn the meeting at 7:26.